Hi everyone, welcome to Bible Bites episode 6. This week we're thinking about prayer. I want to start by reading 3 verses from the New Testament, from the letters that Paul wrote. The first one is from Ephesians chapter 5 verse 20, and he says this: "Always be giving thanks to God the Father for everything." Another one is in Colossians chapter 3 verse 17. Paul says, "Whatever you do, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father." And finally, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17 and 18, "Pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances." If you're anything like me, each day will be a roller coaster of ups and downs. There will be great moments, tiring moments, moments where I'm really focused, moments where I'm laughing. There will be all sorts of different experiences. And yet, prayer is something which I think is very easy to think about as the one moment in the day. As perhaps you, and I know there are many people that have lots of rhythms of prayer which are a lot more developed and have been going for years and are fantastic. Fantastic, that's great. I can't wait to be there one day. But for me, I find that often prayer is something which is hard to do, something which is really hard to bring myself to do. And that's because I'm thinking about it as sitting down in a particular place, usually with my eyes closed, and talking to God and telling him about the things that are worrying me and listening to him and saying the things that I'm thankful for. And these times that I'm playing it down, these times are always brilliant when I actually get to do them, when I bring myself to that place. But often I don't. Often I find it hard, and I think that's because I need to keep accountable with the people that I care about most to be able to do that. But there's this other dimension to prayer that I think is very easy to miss. It's this idea of praying without ceasing. It's praying continually. It's giving thanks in all circumstances. Now, one way to take that is Paul's just speaking in hyperbole. He's just going over the top. He's saying, well, that's fine for Paul. Pray in all circumstances, pray all the time. Okay, Paul, yeah, we'll do that. That sounds great. But there's another sense we could read it as pray in the sense that be thankful to God. In the moments where I'm really focusing on my work, I could be really thankful to God for giving it to me, for giving me the ability to be able to do it. In the moments where I'm laughing with family and friends, it's an opportunity to be mindful that God has created the possibility of this situation arising, and God has created the enjoyment. He's even created the laughter. It's an opportunity to give thanks. And it doesn't mean that we stop and we go, sorry, I've just laughed. I've got to just stop one moment and thank God. Give me one moment. And you go like this, and you put your hands together, eyes closed, and then you come back and then you carry on. No, I think this could be done all in our hearts, all in just the moment. I'm not saying that we should never stop to pray, but I'm saying throughout the day, what if prayer was more a posture that we adopted? It was more an attitude of the heart, an attitude to say, Lord, I recognize that you're in everything I do, that you created me and everything, and you're deeply interested in even the smallest things in my life. What if prayer was an attitude of the heart, an attitude of thankfulness in each moment? I'm talking about this as if it's really easy. I don't think it is. But I think it's a route to happiness. It's a route to real deep joy in God when we recognize that absolutely everything we have, the breath we've just taken, the thoughts we've just thought, the heart beating in our chest, everything was made by God and is sustained by him. And we have a never-ending list of things to be thankful to him for. And rather than worry about how long the list is, perhaps we could just thank God in the moment for what we're experiencing now. And this, I think, is really, really important, because sometimes life goes wrong, things get difficult and stuff gets really tough. And when stuff gets really tough, the tough thing usually becomes the biggest thing in my life, the only thing I can focus on. It's in those moments that most of all I need to start being thankful for the things that I do have, for the things that God has already given me. Because though the big thing is big, and though it is tough, God has nonetheless lavished us with many gifts and many blessings. And the attitude of thankfulness to him enables us to see that. It turns our hearts away from the things which we are dwelling upon, the things which worry us, and just for a moment helps us to recognize that we are people steeped in grace, no matter what situation we live in. I think it's very easy to talk about this, living in a very comfortable lifestyle in the UK with everything we need, and we can just go to the supermarket most times and get everything we want on our shopping list. I think it means more when we read about this with the persecuted church, when we read about this with people who live out their faith in places where it costs a lot to follow Jesus. It might even cost your life. The attitude of thankfulness, that posture of gratefulness towards God, is a lifeline. It's the fuel of our joy. And so I want to leave you with just one thing, really, and it's an encouragement. It's an encouragement to say, throughout your day, whenever you're watching this, spend the rest of your time doing whatever you would normally do. But as you do it, thank God in your heart, just quietly to yourself. Be mindful that he is there, that he's interested, that he loves you, and that he loves to be in relationship with you. Hope this helps. Hope it blesses you during this time. Thank you.